Mic check. Tis working. Hi, Sag. Happy belated birthday to all of us. Hopefully, you guys had a lot of fun during your season. I definitely enjoyed my little weekend to myself. I don't really do too much, but I enjoyed what I did do, and it definitely gave me what it was supposed to have gave me. So, hopefully, y'all have enjoyed y'all season. I know we're currently in Capricorn season. Slow, somber, serious, mature Capricorn season. So, hopefully it's not exactly back to the basics and back to the grind, but we still have Christmas left that's coming up this week. We still have New Year's next week. So, hopefully we're doing something festive before having to get back to the grind. January is going to be here very, very soon. So yeah, hopefully you soaking it up while you can before having to get back to the grind, back to the hustle and bustle of things. Yeah. So of course, if you're new here, hi, my name is B. If you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. This is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is also going to be a general check-in for next year. Okay, we are counting down the days. Okay, until 2026 is here. 2025 went really, really fast for me. So I kind of just want to do a quick little 1, 2, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, check in just to kind of see what energy y'all have. Share, subscribe, leave me some comments if this resonated. We do have personal uh 2026 yearly overview readings available to be purchased. Shop pay is available just in case if you ball it on a budget. I think it's like 4 payments of 30 something dollars. So you could definitely go ahead and still purchase the reading and enjoy all of the things to treat yourself, or maybe purchase this reading for someone else as a treat to them without having to break your pockets and break the bank, considering that, again, this month is already a very expensive month. Okay. Again, there is also a pick a pile for a generalized 2026 overview. This is just me kind of trying to do a quick tap in per sign. Okay. Again, like, share, subscribe. Nice for What was the song that kind of came on for y'all as I started kind of grabbing my cards and shuffling. So that's already kind of giving me the energy of 2026. You might not be feeling, you know what I'm saying? You might kind of just be having that vibe. I don't really know too many Sagittariuses that feel like nice for what. We pretty much get the rap of being mean in general. But this also just makes me feel like maybe for some of you where you've been sugarcoating a little bit too much, biting your tongue a little bit too much, being a little too lenient, being a little too, yeah, the letting go card flipped over. Yeah, so again, for those of you kind of just letting it go and letting shit roll off your back, 2026 feels like a year where it's just like, nice for what? Why am I letting it slide? Why am I biting my tongue? Why am I sugarcoating? Why am I bending over backwards for these people? So that could just be the energy that you're in right now, where it's like, I gotta be nice for what to these niggas? You know what I'm saying? Gotta be nice to what to these bitches? Like, for what? So yeah, I'm gonna jump in with the oracle again. I don't want this to be super, super long. I've been doing really good at making sure they're not super, super long either. So let's just go ahead and jump in with the oracles, okay? Thank you to the divine God, Yahweh, and all of the ancestors for allowing these messages to be clear, because also allow these videos to find those who need these messages the most. Okay. Give me two oracle cards for the overall energy for Sagittarius placements 2026. Overall energy. Okay, overall energy. We are using a different deck than the other video. So if you're like watching for your big three, your big six, and you kind of jumping around, you might see me use a different deck. Okay, but this deck is going to be the Wisdom of Night. That's what I'm using right now at this time. The first card that came out is Conclusion, and the last card that came out is Focus. Okay. Um, Conclusion makes me feel like for some of you, there will be one chapter that you're closing and you'll be opening another chapter. Okay. For some of you, this can also entail and look like making sure that you don't close chapters prematurely, thinking that you have all the answers. Okay. Take that shit for how it resonates. Apply it to you for how it applies. Okay. If you feel like you know that you always think you would know it all, or you always right and you're very self righteous, we as Sagittarius can be very self righteous. This is a good time to make sure that you're being open minded. Okay, nice for what could be the opposite effect, where it's like nice for what, probably because you don't know all of the facts and the evidence. So before you tear off into a motherfucker ass and tell them about themselves from point A to point Z, make sure you have all of the information, make sure you have all of the answers, and even leave a little bit of wiggle room. Conclusion can also be a card of indicating, make sure you learn how to leave a little wiggle room in 2026, because just because you have all of the answers right now, there still could be something else that could be revealed later down the line that could maybe help you. Okay. It's just like consider it like an actual book. Are you when you go to the library, do you read just the back of the book and then think that you know everything? When you're in school and you have English tests and papers to write, do you just skim through the cliff notes and then think you know everything that there is to know about everything to be ready for the test or for the paper or for the exam? No. You have to go back in, you have to highlight stuff. Even when you think you have all of the answers, you still have to kind of do a little bit of deep digging to ensure that you have the rest of the answers. Okay. That's gonna be for a few of you though. Intuitively, I'm picking up a bigger collective energy of people who, wherever you started in 2025, you didn't end there, right? And whatever happened to you in 2025, you're not taking it into 2026. Okay. If I'm looking at this card, the first page up here says chapter one. The last one says the end. Okay. If you can see it, trying to make sure you don't get caught by the glare. Okay. So that makes me feel like, again, for a lot of you, you're like closing up something, you're wrapping up something, you're concluding something, concluding a cycle in your life, concluding some relationships, concluding some mindsets. Okay. And with this focus card, it makes me feel like for a majority of you, where you're closing out cycles, you're closing out chapters. Okay. Maybe you closed out a lot of chapters in 2025 alone. Like I said, at the beginning of 2025, maybe you was one type of way, doing one type of thing, seeing it from one type of perspective. And now as we conclude 2025, you're wrapping that shit up. You're understanding who you are, what you want, what you don't want, where you're going, where your energy needs to be placed and shifted, right? In order to prepare you for a better 2026. And for a lot of you, again, you're wrapping up the cycle and your new chapter will start in 2026. For some of you, this isn't just condensed down to the year. It's like what you've learned and then what you're taking into next year, right? Next year, you'll kind of see it come full throttle. For a lot of you, for some of you though, this feels like just this year. Like you could have went through a lot, closed a lot of cycles, had a lot of revelations, learned a lot of things, right? Again, you started the top of the year at page number one, and by the time you ended the year, you've got all the answers that you needed. You've gotten all of the answers or inklings or information that you need in order to move forward, right? So next year will more so be about how well you can focus. Regardless though, I'm seeing this as a big energy of how well you need to focus next year. Next year will be about how well you can focus, how well you can channel that energy, how well you can transmute that energy. Okay. What did you learn this year that you could take into next year, and how are you applying it? The focus card for next year also is a card that asks you to get focused, but not be so wrapped up and frustrated on life's detours. Okay, the focus card, you can see this bow and arrow, very on point for Sagittarius. She has a bow and arrow in her hand, right? So this is a good time for you to sharpen your arrow and ask yourself, where are you pointing it in 2026? What mark are you trying to hit? Get extremely clear on that before next year comes, because that way, when it's time for you to kind of get in position and you know what I'm saying, pull the bow back to make sure your arrow is good and can make sure you hit the mark. You already know what you're aiming at. See, the thing is though, right? Despite how clear you get on what it is you want, what you want to hit, what exactly is your bullseye, right? What's your target for 2026? There still might be detours and certain things like that that might throw you off, right? Consider it, like I said, very on brand for us. We are the centaur. We are ruled by the bow and arrow. Imagine when you go to stretch your shit, right? The wind, distractions, you know what I'm saying? Anything can kind of throw off your aim. Even if you are in the best position, the best aim, again, wind can come fuck your shit up. How well can you stay focused and stay grounded in what you're focused on? Is what this feels like in 2026. Do not allow others to distract you. Do not distract yourself. Okay? And even when life happens, because sometimes, again, you just gonna miss your mark, not because anything wrong with you, but because sometimes life just can throw off your equilibrium. How well can you shake that shit off, get back in position, get back grounded, and get back focused to hit your motherfucking mark? That's what that feels like. Understanding that, again, some chapters, some things can't go with you. Some people can't go with you to this new journey. Some people can't go with you where you're going. And I mean, I think you'll be okay with that. I'm not seeing any cards of being okay with that. but just make sure that you're not distracting yourself. Again, some things can't go with you. Some people can't go with you. But if you distracting yourself with a whole bunch of frivolous shit that don't matter, codependent people, people who again taking you away from hitting your bullseye, your goal mark, you're taking you away from what your intention is as opposed to pushing you forward toward it. You might end up missing the mark a lot more than you like to next year. Let me pull another oracle card, and then I'm gonna get into kind of clarifying what this conclusion is, this conclusion energy. But we're gonna kind of keep riding off with the oracle cards. Give me one more oracle card from this deck here for my Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for what they need to know for 2026. Black Panther. It's funny because when I first started playing my phone, I don't know if y'all can faintly hear it over there, but I was playing my phone and then Black Panther, exactly by Kendrick Lamar, played, but I wasn't shuffling for y'all yet. When I started shuffling for y'all, Nights for What came on. So it's interesting that again you have Black Panther twice. Okay, keywords here in this card. It says new age. So I mean, shit, that's pretty obvious with this conclusion card. Then I just say it say chapter one and it say the end right here, right? So a new age, a new chapter next year will be significant. It says action, rites of passage, enemy, unforgiving, swift, kin, to the death, and innovative. You know, one Killmonger, his cousin or something, right? Killmonger was his cousin or something, right? You see, Michael B. Jordan standing right there next to Chasby. So it does kind of give that, okay? Again, making sure that people aren't distracting you. I would even use that as a good example. I won't say Killmonger was necessarily trying to distract T'Challa, but I mean, they weren't on the same page. You know what I'm saying? It kind of had to take him away from what he was doing as opposed to push him toward what he was doing because now you got to be trying to bow in battle with your cousin about some shit that happened way before you even were who you are today. Right? So again, don't be distracted with silly shit. Don't be distracted with things that don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? T'Challa being T'Challa, he is the king of Wakanda. He is who he is. Why is you rolling around in the mud with your cousin to try to prove who's better than who? That doesn't matter. That literally doesn't matter. That does not help nobody. So be careful of that. Be careful and be mindful of people who, again, might actually be secret hidden enemies of you. Sagittarius, because of this new age, because of this action that you're taking, because of this rites of passage, even to the death, makes me feel like, again, you're putting an end to a lot of stuff. Either you had to do that a lot this year, or you'll see more of that come into fruition next year. But like I said, for some of you, take it for how it resonates. For some of you, this happened this year. And you had to conclude some things, you had to wrap up some cycles, you had to wrap up a chapter, and now 2026 is going to be good for you. But for some of you, again, this is like you started a chapter this year, you might have something else going next year, but it'll have to come with you making some good conclusions. You kind of closing the chapter, closing the door on some people, and with that death moment between you and a couple of people, it's gonna birth some enemies. It's gonna birth some people who gonna feel like now you're a rival or they can't forgive you. This might even be some people who's done some unforgiving things. But I see you taking action. I see you even kind of being innovative on who you are, Sagittarius. Are you feeling like you're going through an innovative period? Jupiter will be going through Gemini next year. You know, you're ruled by Jupiter. So maybe you're going through an innovative period. Maybe you're kind of having a death and rebirth moment to yourself, or you had it this year already. But this feels like, again, new age, taking new action. You even having a rite of passage. Rite of passage means, again, you kind of earned it. A rite of passage means you done all that you was gonna do, said that you know what I'm saying. It's like being crowned. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with T'Challa. Again, he was crowned. So it feels like you guys will be kind of having some good energy next year. So be careful again of people who like feel a type of way with you. And it might happen very swiftly. Again, be careful of people who are trying to distract you from what you're doing. That's what this feels like. People who might try to throw you off. People who might try to distract you and deter you from what it is that you're doing. They see that you focus. They see you got your arrow cocked. They see already that what you to put your sights on and what your bullseye is. I don't know why I felt like I was like butchering it. But yeah, these are people who see that. So these are people who are now trying to like throw you off. Yeah, you might have to deal with a little bit of equilibrium from the wind and the gust, you know what I'm saying, overpowering it, understanding how much force to use or not to use to make sure you're not missing your mark. But this also feels like people who will deliberately come around you trying to get you to miss your mark because they're hating. People who are deliberately trying to come around you to miss your mark because you just stop fucking with them, or because they see that you're trying to stop fucking with them, or because they, you know what I'm saying, feel like they kind of want to be tacked on with you. You know what I'm saying? People who trying to distract you and throw you off your A game because they secretly in competition, secretly want to feel like they're better than you, secretly want to feel like they're running foot to foot with you. You know, again, I already told you, if you big old T'Challa, you out here in Wakanda, why the fuck are you going wrestling around with your weak ass cousin from LA? Come on, bro. I would, that ain't even nothing to get no energy to. If you feel like you're better than me, cool. Great story, bro. I have a world to worry about. I have a country to worry about. I got family and shit. Like, that's what I'm worried about. I'm not trying to prove who got a bigger dick contest. Like, that's kind of what this feels like for some of y'all. Like, if you're not careful, you'll kind of catch yourself in like this silly whose dick is bigger contest with whoever these folks is. And it be people that like don't even like themselves, people who really don't even have much to show for it, like you do. They just again hating, mad, jealous. Really, that was really fear Killmonger's whole thing. He was jealous of T'Challa. That's really all it was. Because T'Challa had the rite of passage, and he was still stuck, struggling, homeless, in the hood in L.A. Some goddamn well. Like that's what this feels like. Give me one card for Sagittarius, another oracle. What 2026 can entail. Virgo. So again, you might have some Virgo in your chart. Might be a Virgo. Says the Alchemist. Aligned, ritualistic, insightful, healthy, discerning, pure, accurate, critical, nervous, perfectionist. So again, making sure that you're like, I feel like this kind of speaks to you a little bit. I feel like this kind of speaks to you a little bit. This isn't a good time to be overly critical and overly perfectionist of yourself. I feel like that's also for those of you where, again, you trying to reach certain goals, you trying to reach certain levels and reach certain heights. You're trying to, make your mark and hit the bullseye. And if you're not careful, like on moments where maybe you do get distracted, maybe you do allow old friends, old lovers to distract you, maybe you end up distracting yourself, right? Because again, as Sagittarius, we like stimulation, but we can also be very bored very fast, right? So make sure you're not distracting yourself, making sure that you're not being distracted. But in the moments where things like that happen, in moments like where maybe you do slip up and distract yourself, maybe you do slip up and fuck around and get acquainted with somebody who's now distracting you from what you should be doing. Like maybe again, it ain't even the external forces. Maybe you just trying to miss your mark, and then life keep happening. You know what I'm saying? And you just keep missing the mark, despite how bad you're working to making sure that you're not missing your mark. But this isn't the time to like beat yourself up. This isn't the time to be your worst inner critic. Sagittarius, in 2026, you need to actually like just focus on practice making perfect. Right? Again, if you aim your bullseye and you miss that motherfucker, the wind come, life come, a squirrel, bitch, and for whatever reason you don't miss your mark, this ain't the time to beat yourself up and be mad at yourself because you missed the mark. How well can you ground yourself? How well can you just keep practicing? Yeah, bitch, we might have missed that one, but practice makes perfect. I'm gonna get right back here in this spot. I'm gonna assume the same position and I'm gonna keep practicing this shit until I get it right. Or are you just gonna throw in the towel and then act like, ugh, fuck it, whatever. I just missed the mark. I was trying to do this. It didn't land well. It didn't end up well. So whatever, fuck it. I'm just not even gonna try no more. Nah. How well can you make it a routine? How well can you get into a routine of whatever it is that you're doing? Do you have a routine in 2026? That's a good question, right? Because this is what's going to make you an alchemist. You can either get mad and beat yourself up and talk about all your insecurities and how perfect you aren't, or you can transmute that energy, alchemize it to say, you know what, I probably didn't just get that, but I'm going to keep trying until I get it. I know I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to perfect it. I know I'm going to get the skill together. I know I'm going to get the step down pack. I know I'm going to get this done. I just have to keep trying. I have to keep getting at it. So that's what this feels like. Making sure that you aren't like dealing with other people, okay, and like letting them distract you, making sure that you aren't beating your own self up because you have like alchemist energy for 2026. Okay. When this isn't applying to you, this Virgo card, this Virgo energy makes me feel like making sure that you're being helpful, making sure that you're being insightful, excuse me, discerning, and paying attention to what's in alignment with you and what isn't. Okay. Hate the Real Me by Future is playing right now. Okay. So it's going to be super important that, again, people are not in alignment with you. Not only are people in alignment with you, but that they have pure hearts, that it's a healthy connection. Are you dealing with people who, again, are riding your coattail? Are they codependent on you? Are you codependent on them? Are you dealing with people who are overcritical of you? Sometimes you're not even your own worst critic. Sometimes you affiliate yourself and can deal with just with people, surround yourself with people who are your biggest inner critics, who are so negative around you. You can't do nothing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, start this job and I was thinking about going back to school, and before you know it, everybody will tell you how stupid, silly, dumb that is. Why would you want to go back to school? I mean, you could just keep doing the same. Stay away from the people who are overly critical of themselves, because people who are overly critical of themselves will also be overly critical of you. Sad Girl by Lana Del Rey is playing right now. So yeah, this is a good time to really kind of work on that. This isn't the time to get to, again, hate the real you, where you just kicking yourself when you down and being insecure and being super hard on yourself. This is the time you need to love on yourself a little extra. This is the time you need to kind of lean into who you are and who you're becoming a little extra. Focus, 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 focus. If you know that there's some chapters and things you need to wrap up about yourself, if 2025 really put it on your mind about how you might have a horrible sense of inner dialogue, or maybe you're not the nicest person to you. Maybe it's opened your eyes up to how you're surrounded by some people who you don't need to be surrounded by. Surrounding yourself with energies that don't do nothing but distract you from what you're doing. Because again, the focus card is about how well you can focus, stay consistent, and stay loyal to what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're aiming for. But it's also a card to say, again, don't distract yourself and don't surround yourself with people that are distracting you. So again, are they in alignment with you? Are these people who want to party, hang out, do nothing? Or are these people who are pushing themselves or to be the best that they can be, just like you are trying to push yourself to be the best that you can be? Are these people who are also focused on the greater good, focused on their goals? Or are you surrounding yourself with a bunch of motherfuckers that don't really have any? That matters. Okay? We are going into the year of the horse. We are half horse, considering we are the centaur. So this is a great time to, again, take what action to get what focused and do what it is that you got to do. Aim that arrow, aim it high. Okay? But that's going to come with making sure that you're not being distracted, making sure that you're actually closing certain chapters. Relationships that don't need to be around, wrap that shit up. Mindsets and certain cycles that you put yourself in, wrap that shit up. Certain habits and behaviors that you have, Sagittarius, wrap that shit up. Yeah, I just heard new dawn, a new day. I was looking at new age, but I heard new dawn and a new day. So this is a different time. This is a shift in energy for you to actually do something different instead of do the same thing. Well, the Nine of Cups fell out reverse and the Wheel card fell out reverse. I feel like that's also a very, very clear sign of Sagittarius. Anything that doesn't fulfill you, anything that doesn't feel good, anything that doesn't make you happy, anything that doesn't feel satisfactory, anything that is giving you anything except happiness, joy, bliss, excitement, enthusiasm, do not move forward with it. And that's anything and anybody, and I mean that in 2026. The World card here again, yes, you need to start wrapping that shit up. Whatever, whoever is not making you happy, if the situation, the job, the relationship ain't making you happy, the circumstances, the environment ain't making you happy, the car ain't making you happy, you not making you happy, bitch. I don't give a fuck what it was. You need to start asking yourself, how am I no longer moving forward with this in 2026 or before 2026 gets here? What are you wrapping up? You got two cards of closing out that cycle. There's a cycle that needs to be wrapped up. There's a cycle that needs to be completed. And it's rooted in whatever is not making you happy. Nine of Cups reverse is a discontentment energy. I am discontent with the situation. I am discontent with the environment. I'm discontent with the job. I'm discontent with the results. I'm discontent with the progress. I'm discontent with my finances. I'm discontent with my friendships. What is not making you happy? How are you no longer moving forward with it? And how are you focused on making sure that whatever this is ain't something you moving forward with? Don't distract yourself and don't be distracted. If you know that you can't stay in the job, don't be distracted by the money. But you're like, oh, but I just really hate my job. Then get out of there. But see, you excusing it. You making excuses for it. When it's like, nah, let's go ahead and wrap that shit up. If you know the job don't make you happy, then shit, find something else. I ain't saying you gotta quit impromptu and you ain't got no cushion, but I'm also saying you don't gotta stay somewhere you're not happy. You don't have to stay in any situations you're not happy. Eight of Cups. So yeah, what you need to know in 2026 is no longer will you be staying in situations, no more. Gone are the days, is what that feels like. Yeah, Ace of Cups down at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Cups is down at the bottom of the deck. Whatever isn't making you happy, Sagittarius, change it. Walk away from it. And don't think twice about it. And don't think twice about it. Rites of passage, right? So again, this feels like you're fine. Your divine team is letting you know you're blessed. You don't gotta worry about it. You don't gotta worry about nothing. Complicated, exactly. Why you gotta be so complicated? Complicated by Mac Miller is playing right now. Yeah, I understand that it might be frustrating. I understand it might be complicated. I understand you might not want to walk away from the job because of the finances. You might not want to walk away from the relationship because it's you still got love for each other. The friendship because you still got love for each other. The environment because the environment is who made you what you are today. But at the end of the day, it can't go with you where you're going. It started here. The chapter is done. You still writing your book. The chapter with certain people, the chapter with certain things in your life, done. You've taken them as far as you can take them. They've taken you as far as they can take you. Don't overcomplicate things by staying in something longer than you need to. What are you walking away from in 2026 or before 2026 even gets here in order to really help you maneuver, focus, and move forward? Yeah, maneuver, focus, and move forward. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. Ten of Cups down at the bottom of the deck. What is your vision of happiness for your life? What are you doing to bring that into fruition? What are you doing to bring that into fruition? What are you ending? What chapter is closing? Something can't continue to move with you moving forward. Something cannot continue to progress with you, or you yourself will not be able to progress the way you really want to until you get rid of something, until you let something go, walk away from something, someone, a mindset, a pattern, a habit, something. Nothing is really going to be moving for you until then. Emperor, yeah, I'll say yes. And you have control. That's the thing. So remember that in 2026, Sag. If this isn't resonating right now, it might start to resonate in 2026 as the year kind of steamrolls in. But I feel like a main message too that you need to know is that you are actually so much more in control than you think. You're actually so much more in control of what's happening and you have so much more of a hand in how things play out than you think. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. You're not in the passenger seat in 2026. You will be asked to get into the driver. But how the thing is, right? When you're in the driver's seat, despite how far you go or not, will ride completely on your fucking shoulders. So get with it or get lost. You'll be in the driver's seat in 2026. You are allowed to take charge. You are in control of what happens for your life and for your year. But that also means however you focus or don't focus, however you progress or don't progress, however you get grounded and perfect your skill or don't, will completely be your own fault. Any cycles you keep yourself stuck in is because you decided to keep yourself stuck in them, not because it's out of your control. Does that make sense? High Priestess is down at the bottom of the deck. For some of you watching this, you already know that. And you'll know that as 2026 continues to further on. But again, what you do with the energy, the action you take behind it, whether you really change these mindsets, change these perspectives, cut these friends off, close these cycles, close these chapters, wrap these things up, whether you do it or not, again, will be completely on your shoulders. To the death is what it says on that Black Panther card. Give me a couple of cards on this conclusion, on what needs to be wrapped up, what cycles need to end. Well, and it says you already know with the High Priestess card, so this feel like whatever it is, you already know. Justice is down at the bottom of the deck, so again, it could be someone who's doing an injustice to you. It could be something that makes you feel unbalanced. It could even be partnerships and relationships in your life. Yeah, Five of Cups reversed though. This is something, someone, something you don't want to feel like you're abandoning. Yeah, Justice card back at the bottom of the deck again, but it might do you some justice to get rid of these people. It actually might recalibrate your own skills to get rid of some of these people. But this feels like people, connections, and stuff that you don't want to leave out in the cold. So again, let's say you hate your job, but you're thinking about the money, right? Five of Pentacles reverse. I don't want to be left out in the cold. I don't want to be broke, but you hate the job. You already know to quit. But see, again, you keep telling yourself you can't, making excuses for why you shouldn't walk away. Because, oh, what if I get broke? Or what if this? Or what if that? Or what if, right? Certain connections. You don't want to leave people out in the cold. I don't want to abandon my friend. I don't want to abandon my family. I don't want to abandon my lover, my child. You know what I'm saying? Even if your kids are like of age. But I mean, this is all about, again, what works for you and what's in alignment with you. Some things are not in alignment with you. What you gonna do? Deplete yourself to keep them around? Some people are not in alignment with you. And that's just all that is to it. But again, it's about how well you can kind of get in control and be in control of your life. It's your life, Sagittarius. So again, I mean, you can keep these people around if you want to, but I'm telling you now, it don't look like it's gonna really favor you. Not until you get off your throne and do something about it. You got to do something about it, or else if you don't, again, all that focus energy, all of this good energy, good juju, I'm kind of feeling all of this focus, groundedness I'm picking up in y'all reading 2026. It probably won't manifest too much because you'll be distracted. You'll be distracted with a whole bunch of codependent people, people who are overly critical of themselves, people who are overly critical of you and making you feel like you can't do nothing or life isn't happening for you or anything like that, around a bunch of jealous motherfuckers who supposed to be helping you stay focused, but they trying to deliberately distract you on purpose to try to get you out of character because they trying to feel some type of way about you, because they want to distract you, throw you off your A game, throw you off your high horse, because they see you taking action, see you trying to get in control of your life, and now they kind of feeling some type of way about it. Be mindful of that. Pay very close attention with this Virgo card. Pay very close attention to people like that. You know, pay attention to what people say, what people don't say. Pay attention to, again, how people kind of show up for you. You have some people who will, again, encourage bad behavior. And you have some people who will encourage good behavior. You know what I'm saying? People know that you're supposed to be studying for that test. Stand alone just fell over. Look, people know that you're supposed to be studying for the test. Yeah, I got exams coming up and, you know, I got a paper. But these would be the type of people that'll tell you, oh, come on, let's just hang out. We could go get drinks. You can study later. Oh, come on. Right? But then you have some people in your life who will go, okay, never mind. Yeah, stay home. We'll come get you. You know what I'm saying? Like, study for your exams. That is much more important. Everything else will be everything else in just a second. But again, be careful of that. Some people want you to not be focused. Some people want you off your A game. Some people want you to not achieve these things because they see exactly what you're achieving. Transformation also just flipped over. So again, people see you transforming. People see you growing. People see you again in this new age, getting this rites of passage, taking action. Stay away from people who are trying to keep you from exactly where you're trying to go, and pay close attention to who in your life or what in your life, even if it's yourself, that might be trying to keep you from where you're trying to go. Give me some money cards for Sagittarius in 2026. Special cards that I'm seeing: Virgo energy, Aries, and Capricorn energy. Fixed sign energy. So again, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Capricorn, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus with this wheel card. Okay. You have shopping. If you're thinking about making money in retail or online selling, this is a time to try it. This is an opportunity, also an opportunity to take your business to the internet. So, okay, so if you are a business person or if you have a business, now is a good time to start trying to like market your online sales or taking it to online. You know, maybe you have an in-person store. This is a good time to start getting a storefront. If you do have a storefront, this is the time to really start pushing it. Or maybe in 2026 at some point, maybe you can make some money just off of general things like that. Maybe you have too many clothes that you could sell. There's something, I can't remember what the app is called, where is it Depop? Where you could like sell your own clothes and stuff and like market it. So even if it's something like that, where you just have too many clothes, you done went shopping, maybe winter is over and it's time for spring cleaning, and now it's time to like, give some clothes away. Depop is a great way to do it. You can maybe make some money like that. You know what I'm saying? Give away old stuff. Take a business online, or anything like that. Okay, so making sure that you think about getting into retail, even if it is again selling your own pieces and stuff that you don't even wear anymore. Number two says assistance. There are some resources you have overlooked that will help you resolve your financial issues. Someone is willing to help you recover. So again, be very mindful of that. Okay. Again, you need people that can pour into you the same way that you are pouring into them in 2026. This is not the time for people who are distracting you and depleting you. You need some people around you again who want to help you focus and achieve what it is that you're setting out to do. Okay. Be mindful of your resources, making sure that you're considering your resources and making sure that you're not overlooking anything in 2026. Finances don't really seem bad. I'm not really getting a whole lot of crazy energy about like finances or having financial hardship, as much as I'm more so picking up staying away from people who are like just trying to keep you low vibrational or keep you in certain cycles or keep you in certain patterns or keep you in certain behaviors. But this also makes me feel like, again, you could maybe still, even though I'm not seeing anything negative financially, you can still help yourself financially by like gravitating toward people who can help you, asking questions. You know what I'm saying? You never know. It's not always what you know, it's who you know. So I mean, sometimes a simple question or a simple inkling, some people can probably really help you. Unsteady, things might be getting wobbly in your cash flow and in your business. Yeah, didn't I just say that? I don't really see nothing being negative, but I mean that doesn't mean that things can't necessarily be better. Things might be getting a little wobbly in your cash flow or business. Abrupt changes in decision making are affecting your finances. Okay, so again, making sure that you're talking to the right people. Okay, consult a financial advisor if you need to. Phone a bank teller and ask questions, or just phone a very wise friend who you know is good with their stocks, their budgeting, their investments, and their resources. Okay, sometimes it ain't, you don't always need actual help. Sometimes you can spark a conversation, and just their level of expertise and wisdom could kind of help you move forward in your own stuff. Especially if again, finances might kind of look a little wobbly. Like I said, things don't feel negative, but they don't necessarily mean they can't be better. So just because things might not necessarily be bad, they could still be a little shaky for you next year. And this is a good time to making sure that you're like talking to people about finances, getting financial assistance, getting financial wisdom and knowledge, and again, making sure you're paying attention to certain resources, because again, there maybe could be someone or something that can help you recover to keep from feeling like your finances are a little shaky in 2026. Okay. Last card here says just do it. Procrastination will not bring any success during this time. Didn't I just say that? I just said that. Focus. Now is not the time to be distracted. Now is the time to be overly critic of yourself. Even if you fucked up with the wrong person and you come back to this next year in June of 2026 and you watching this, you get sad because bitch, I didn't allow these people to distract me and I haven't done none of this stuff for these 6 months that I said I was gonna do. Cool. Now isn't the time to procrastinate. Get back to it. You can feel sorry for yourself getting back into position. You can cry about it and feel sorry about it and be mad at yourself for it after you get back and get recalibrated. But it says procrastination will not bring any success at this time. This is the best time to put your plans into, what did I just say? Action. as we can see with this Black Panther card, it's right here. Action. This is now the time to put your plans into action. Just do it. So again, now is the time to be distracted. Finances might be a little shaky here or there, yeah. But now ain't the time to be trying to get distracted. Surround yourself with people who are going places just like you're going places. Surround yourself with people who are in alignment with you. Okay? Everything ain't gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be perfect. You don't gotta be perfect to get started, but you gotta get started to be perfect. Okay? I don't know who that message is for, but it's for somebody. You don't gotta be perfect to get started. You don't gotta be great to get started. But you have to get started to be great. You have to get started to be perfect. You have to get started in order to really see the real progress. But if you still distracting yourself, having patterns, habits, behaviors, moods that are distracting, dealing with people who are distracting your own goddamn self with random motherfuckers that can't help you contribute, aren't helping you contribute to moving forward, you'll hurt yourself next year more than you'll help yourself next year. You are in the driver's seat. But like I said, wherever you drive this car at and end up at the end of 2026 will be solely on your shoulders. You can't blame nobody else. Any cycles that you ain't closed up, any ways that you wanted to see some progress and to see some forward movement, if you ain't seen it, it's because you'd have to look at yourself in the mirror at the end of 2026 and say, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I allowed myself to get distracted. I allowed myself to be distracted by people. I distracted my own self because of my own stimulation and my own boredom. And there are cycles that I did not close up that hindered me. That's really all I got for y'all though. I don't really see anything else aside from that. Again, like, share, subscribe. Again, you can definitely purchase your own 2026 reading if it's resonated and you kind of just want to get a personalized, individualized uh one-on-one for what your specific year would look like. We can definitely do that. Drop down below in the description box. You can find it on my website. Again, shop pay is available. I think it's 4 installments of like 30 something dollars or something like that. And yeah, leave us a comment if it's resonated. Like, share, subscribe, join our family over here. And yeah, I think that's really all my announcements, and that's really all I got for y'all. So yeah. Thank you again so much for getting this far, and I'll see you over on the next video. Bye.